The final Fortnite live event before we're taken into Fortnite Chapter 4 has just been leaked, and it is absolutely insane. So let's go through exactly how it's going down. First, you guys need to make sure you log into Fortnite at least 1 hour before the event begins, because there will be limited space on the Fortnite servers. The live event for everyone is taking place on Saturday, December 3rd at 4 p.m. Eastern time, and you guys can see some of the other time zones here. And the downtime afterwards is going to be around 12 hours long, so you definitely don't want to miss out on participating in this live event. The only lobby playlist you'll be able to select is titled Fracture, so you can't miss it. And once there's about 45 minutes left on the in-game timer, you'll actually be able to queue up for the mode, and you and whoever else is in your lobby will begin to float, and you'll see that we will be taken directly from the lobby to the live event by a chrome tornado. Once we're taken to the map, we'll actually be able to do some mini quests and explore around the island for the last time before the event timer hits 0. The first NPC we'll be able to receive a quest from is Bushranger, of course. You guys probably already knew he was going to be a main character for the event based on the older quest lines as well as the loading screen, but he is the one that's going to give us the quest to tell us to focus on the 0 point, and that's what the various controls are for, such as toggle focus, collide, and even entering and exiting the 0 point. The other NPCs that we'll be able to interact with are Bolt, Coop, Fisher, and a few more, but it's unclear who's exactly going to be directing us to do what, because we know there is a basketball mini game. There will also be those low gravity rocks that we'll have to use. There's going to be some sort of quest having to do with throwing snowballs. We're going to have to become a prop, and finally we're going to have to teleport with a rift. The big mystery though is what exactly this cage saddle item is that we'll be able to equip. We've had that saddler item leaked in the files for a while now. That was also seen in the season 3 trailer, but maybe if we're lucky, this cage saddle will actually be our introduction to the rideable animals that were leaked a while ago. I mean, the fact that everything is already floating and we're trying to stay off the ground to avoid the chrome, it really makes it the perfect scenario for this feature to be introduced. There's also a quote race tag happening during the pre-show, but I'm honestly unsure what exactly this is. Maybe it has something to do with the pre-event video we will be shown, but this video is probably more like a cutscene that gives us more information on the storyline, or the live event more specifically, kind of like what we had in the Chapter 2 the end event, where we learned the foundation was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Fortnite has also added back a few of these random props to the files, so it's likely we'll get another one of those cutscenes where we're floating in space with various props flying by, since one of the pre-game quests is to enter the 0 point anyways. Once the event starts though, the Herald is going to summon an army of her chrome soldiers as teased in an old loading screen, but data miners are having trouble simulating the actual event after that. The nothing will be revealed though after being alerted by Bytes that the island isn't going to go away so easily, and this part of the live event gameplay is labeled under the files Stargazer, and there is some other gameplay function named Conduit Ping, but I'm not sure what that could be. Obviously the Paradigm is going to rally as many people as possible to try and defend the 0 point for as long as they can while she prepares to break the loop. However, we know that the chrome is going to try and consume the 0 point, and that will trigger the end of the live event where the entire map is going to be unloaded, just like at the end of Chapter 1. However, this time we're not going to be just staring at a simple black hole, and it is possible that this is the screen that we're going to be looking at as various props fly by us. Sort of like how when we were in the water at the end of Chapter 2 and there was a bunch of random items in the water. The downtime is going to last around 12 hours here until early Sunday morning, where we'll finally get the update for Chapter 4 and the brand new map that is codenamed Asteria. This codename is super important though, because in Greek mythology, Asteria is where both Artemis and Apollo were born, and if you didn't know, Artemis and Apollo are the codenames for the Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 maps. Since we're getting the Asteria map next, but Asteria is supposed to be older, it seems like we might be going back in time for Chapter 4. So who knows, we might actually be going to Chapter 0. That is just just a theory, but let me know what you guys think. To be honest, I'm most interested to find out whether Midas is finally going to make his return or not. Now that the Paradigm has mentioned the Loop Breaker project that Midas was involved in, and Fortnite added a Midas spray recently, it seems pretty likely, but I also don't want to get our hopes up too high, although I can't really think of a bigger emergency that would force him to come back than this. Also, I can't wait to find out whether Geno arrives to help us protect our reality, because you would think he would do everything he can to protect something he's been trying to preserve and perfect for thousands of years. Some people have noticed that Geno's logo on his chest from the survey skin concept kind of looks similar to that giant door under the Foundation statue, and I think there is a slim chance there could be a connection there, but honestly, it is a bit of a stretch. Now, I'm sure you guys are wondering what the Chapter 4 map is going to look like, and we actually have a good idea of how it's going to look. Obviously, the event is named Fracture, and this is referring to the reality as we know it being split into a million pieces, but once the 0 point reassembles itself again like it did after the black hole, the pieces of reality will rearrange in a different manner. Our first hint as to what areas will return are the locations where we placed the 0 point attunement anchors in the quest line. The first location was right next to Tilted Towers, so we may not permanently lose Tilted to the Chrome after all, and the second location was at Fort Jonesy. I'd say those two locations are most likely to return, but it also seems possible that all the locations that have been saved by the blimps could return too, since they won't be touched by the Chrome. Here's an image of what the map could look like by Fitzy, with areas of the map literally being broken apart. Of course, we are likely to see POIs from the Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 maps, since it will be a restructured version of reality, and as a result, I'm pretty confident we'll see Retail Row return, since that POI existed throughout both Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. I think it'd be super cool if the Ice Moon plays a role in this event, and then we could see another piece of it fall to the island with a surprise, like when the Polar Peak POI had a monster frozen under it. After seeing all the crazy things frozen solid on the Ice Moon from the comics, it would definitely bring a lot of hype if we had a map sort of like this. And guys, the Chapter 4 update has already been added to the staging server, so that is further confirmation that there will be no delays, which is always a good sign. And if you guys haven't maxed out your battle pass yet, we're gonna have 2 wild weeks coming up that make getting XP super easy, so be on the lookout for those, and you can even earn level up tokens themselves. So yeah guys, make sure you max out the battle pass, and ideally you'd want to finish all the super styles as well. And we've actually got some brand new hints about upcoming collabs that we could see coming in Chapter 4, because they've released a new type of survey where they're trying to see what people are most interested in. So there's a list of TV shows that include like Breaking Bad, The Boys, and Invincible. Then they've got characters from video games, including Metal Gear Solid and even Kirby, surprisingly enough. So if you see something you're a big fan of on here, this doesn't necessarily mean it's coming to the game 100%. You would have to hope that other people are also interested in the same thing, because they're just gonna go based off what most people want to see come to the game. But yeah guys, if you made it this far in the video, please drop a like, and I'm super curious to see what your guys' opinions are of this live event. What are your theories of what's gonna happen? And well, if you want some free rewards before Chapter 4 drops, then make sure to click this video.